Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Let us chant one round of japa with Srila Prabhupada. Namah Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Ram Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा, कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम, राम राम हरे हरे। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। श्रीमद् भगवद गीता एज इट इज की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to today's Srimad Bhagavatam for all session. Let us recite Bhagavad Gita Shloka. We are reciting from Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 12, text 8. If anyone needs to go first, please raise your hand. Aditi Lata Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Text 12, text 8.
adhasva mahi bhutam niveshayasi maya eva ata urdhvam na samsayah. Translation. Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will always live in me without doubt. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Maiva manadhasva, mai buddhi veshaya, nivasishyasi eva ata utvam samshaya. Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Achintudev Prabhu. Not really, he's not here. Okay. Inba. Inia and Inba.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mayeva mana adatsva mayi buddhim niveshaya nivasishyasi mayeva ata urdhvam na samshayah. Translation. Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Inia.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mayeva mana adhatsva mayi buddhim niveshaya nivasishyasi mayeva ata urdhvam na samshayah. Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandavat pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Dandavat pranam Prabhu. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Mayeva mana adachva mahi buddhim niveshaya nivasishyasi mayeva atah urdhvam na samshayah. Translation. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt.
Thank you, Prabhu. Mataji.
She will go last, Mataji.
Last. Okay. Isha.
Mayeva mana adhatsva mayi buddhim niveshaya nivasishyasi mayeva ata urdhvam na samshayah. Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always, without a doubt.
Krishna Ashish.
Mayeva manathatsva mayi buddhim niveshaya nivasishyasi mayeva ata urdhvam na samshaya. Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always, without a doubt.
Madhava.
Mayeva mana adhatsva mayi buddhim niveshaya nivasishyasi mayeva ata urdhvam na samshayah. Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always, without a doubt.
Rasapriya.
Mayeva mana adhatsva mayi buddhim niveshaya nivasishyasi mayeva ata urdhvam na samshayah. Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of God, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always, without a doubt.
Lokesh.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandavat pranam Jai Shri Padma Maharaj.
Dandavat pranam Mataji. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Mayeva mana atasva mayi buddhim niveshaya nivasishyasi mayeva ata urdhvam na samshayah. Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank
Your
you.
place is not ready.
Okay, no problem. Usha Mataji is here? No. Suvarnangi Mataji, Narsimhalila Chaitanya Prabhu, Surajpurti.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandavat pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Dandavat pranam Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
We couldn't attend all these days because we were traveling. We had been to Richmond and then we went to North Carolina. And then we are now.
I thought so. It's Christmas vacation, so I thought maybe you'll be traveling. Yes, Mataji, go ahead.
Maeva mana adatsva mayi buddhim niveshaya nivasishyasi maeva ata urdhvam na samshayaha. Translation: Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt.
Thank you.
Others are not here with us.
Okay, no problem. Hare Krishna. Priyanka Haripriya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Mayeva mana adatsva mayi buddhim niveshaya nivsishyasi mayeva ata urdhavam na sanshayah. Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt.
Yeah. Jai Shri Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Go ahead, Mataji.
Mayeva mana adatsva mayi buddhim niveshaya nivashisyasi mayeva ata urdhvam na samshayaha. Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt. Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Saujanya Mataji and Pragnya.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranam Sarvesh Srila Prabhupada and Krishna, simple devotees.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Mayeva manadatsva mayi buddhim niveshaya nivasishyasi mayeva atavudvam nashamsaya. Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Pragnya.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mayeva mana atatsva mayi buddham niveshaya nivasisyasi mayeva ata urdhvam na samsaya. Translation: Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will always live in me, always without a doubt. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Vindhyavali Mataji.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Mayeva mana adastva mayi buddhim nivashaya nivashisyasi mayeva ata urdhvam na samshayah. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay. Usha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to the assembled devotees.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Mayeva manadasva mayi buddhim niveshaya nivasishyasi mayeva atavudvam na samshayaha. Translation: Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt. Thank you, Mataji. May the will be.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mayi eva mana adastva mayi buddhim niveshaya nivasishyasi mayeva ata urdhvam na samshayaha. Translation:
Fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt.
Yeah. Sorry. Achut Priya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams,
Dandavat Pranam Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Maya eva manahadasva, Maya buddhim niveshaya, Nivasyasyasi Maya eva, Tata Udvam na samshayaha. Translation given by S. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Kinjai. Translation: Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Achintadev Prabhu is there? Didn't log in. So Sonia Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Mayeva mana adatva, Mayi buddhim niveshaya, Nivasisyasi mayeva, Ata udvam na sanshaya. Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, anyone who has not recited can recite. Anyone who has not recited can recite. Narsimha Leela Chaitanya Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada. Happy New Year, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Wish you the same. Go ahead, Prabhuji. All glories to Srila.
Mayeva mana adatva, Mayi buddhim niveshya, Nivasisyasi Mayeva, Ata urdvam na samshayaha. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus, you will live in me always, without a doubt. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Spurti.
Mayeva mana ashva, Adashva, Mayi buddhim niveshaya, Nivesishyasi mayeva, Ata urdvam na samshayaha. Translation: Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Maya eva mana adastva, Mayi buddhim niveshaya,
Devasishyasi Mayeva.
Nivasishyasi mayeva, Ata urdam na samshaya. Translation: Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt.
Hare Krishna. Anyone else who has not recited? Okay. Then I'll recite and we'll move to Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 12, text 8. Mayeva mana adhatsva, Mayi buddhim niveshaya, Nivasishyasi mayeva, Ata urdhvam na samshayaha. Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus, you will always live in me, without a doubt. Okay, so
Mataji,
yes, Mataji.
what is the actual meaning of Urdhavam here? Actually, I was sending text to you, but it was going to everyone somehow. I don't know why.
Oh, it's okay, no problem. So urdhvam, generally urdhvam means high, right? Like urdhvam gacchanti sattvastha, madhye tishtanti rajasa, adho gacchanti tamasa. So urdhvam gacchanti means they will go up, higher. So Mayeva mana adhatsva, mai buddhim niveshaya, nivasishyasi mayeva. So these three lines are clear. So if you fix your mind on me, you fix your intelligence, then nivasishyasi, you will live in me. Ata urdhvam na samshayah. That means you will progress in this way without any doubt. Right? That's how I'm seeing it. Urdhvam, going higher. So here in the translation it is said ataha urdhvam, thereafter, na samshayah. Or in the total sentence it is said, thus you will live in me always. Ata urdhvam na samshayah. Yeah.
Yeah, synonyms it's given as thereafter. So, but I think you said the point, like Urdhva means higher. So I got that. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Mataji.
Sure. I was trying to look at Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary. If there's so that particular word as such is not explained. Yeah, I mean there's a big explanation for this verse about. So these 4 verses are actually 8 to 12 are talking about, best is this one if you're able to fix your mind on the Supreme Lord, mind and intelligence. But if you're not able to do, then what is the next? Then what is the next? Like that. So in this verse, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying that mana adhatsva. Mana adhatsva means mat smaranam kurvita. That means you meditate on me. Me means my form as Sham Sundar, right? And if you are not able to meditate like this, then at least do mananam. Mananam means what? That means start reading those shastras which will teach you how to meditate on the Supreme Lord. So if you're not able to directly, like if you're not able to do dhyan, right, meditate, that's fixing your mind on the Supreme, isn't it, dhyan? So if you're not able to fix yet, then you start cultivating, right, by studying those shastras that will help you, so that you'll get enough shraddha, and then you will actually you can then sit in meditation. Then and then you follow by after you read the shastras, you hear from the shastras, then you follow, put those in application. So then like that, then there's a difference given between what is the difference between mananam and smaranam, like that. So so it's talking about smaranam and mananam, and how if you are not qualified for smaranam, then you have to do mananam, like that. And then also here it is said buddhi, right? You have to fix your buddhi, your intelligence. So the function of buddhi is what? To distinguish, right? To discriminate between what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad. That is the function of buddhi or intelligence. So to logically contemplate and to vichar karna, right, in Hindi. So that is, and that also according to the scripture. So that is the function of buddhi. Again, yeah. So mananam means engaging your intelligence, your buddhi in the Lord. That is mananam. How? By studying scriptures, you're using your intelligence to understand the scriptures. So that's what the buddhi is doing. So if you're not able to fix your mind, then you apply your intelligence by trying to study and understand what is said in the scriptures, and then how the scriptures are guiding you to meditate on the Supreme. And so that's how you'll engage your intelligence. So first is smaranam. If you're not able to do smaranam, if you're not able to fix your mind, then you fix your intelligence like this by studying the scriptures. So stress is given on that, specifically that fourth line. I don't have anything written here about that. But yeah,
Mataji,
overall
it
makes
helps.
sense.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, thank you very much.
Sure, Mataji. Okay. So did everyone recite? I think everyone has. Anilambari Radha Mataji, you want to recite the verse?
Yes, Mataji.
Go ahead, Mataji.
Sure. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Mayeva mana adhashtva Mai buddhim niveshayam nivashishyasi mai eva ata urdham na samshayam. Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt. Hare Krishna Mataji,
Hare
thank
Krishna
you.
Mataji. Yeah. Anyone else? So let's begin Srimad Bhagavatam then. Okay. Srimad Bhagavatam. We're reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 16. We completed Chapter 15. We're reading about Parashuram, the Lord's warrior incarnation. And so we completed Chapter 15, where we saw Chapter 15, we saw about the appearance of Parashuram. Parashuram is born to Renuka and Jamadagni, and then we saw the history before that. And also we saw how because of Kartavirya Arjuna's offense, Kartavirya Arjuna's offense, how Parashuram went and killed him, actually went after, because offense means he took away the Kamadhenu. So he went to release the Kamadhenu and he killed Kartavirya Arjun. And then at the end of that chapter, we saw he came back home with the Kamadhenu cow, and his father Jamadagni said, no, it's not appropriate for you to kill the king. The king is a representative of the Supreme Lord. So it is more sinful to kill a king than to kill a Brahmana. Now you can go and worship all holy places, like that. So that's how the 15th chapter ended. Then in the 16th chapter, we saw that when Kartavirya Arjun was killed, his sons wanted to take revenge. So once when Parashuram was not at home, along with his brothers, he was in the forest. They came and they killed Jamadagni, who was in meditation. And even though his wife Renuka was begging, pleading with them not to kill her husband, who was absorbed in meditating on the Supreme Lord, they mercilessly just beheaded, cut off the head of Jamadagni and took the head and went away. And as a result, what did Parashuram? So meanwhile, when this happened, Renuka, she called out in great grief, "Oh Rama, my son, oh Rama, where are you?" Like that. Then Parashuram, along with his brothers, immediately came back to the ashram, and they saw, Parashuram saw that his father was killed, and he gave the body of his father, put the body in the care of his brothers, told them to protect the body, and taking his axe, he went to punish the sons of Kartavirya Arjuna. So he went to Mahishmati, the capital city, and he beheaded, cut the heads of all the sons of Kartavirya Arjuna. Kartavirya Arjuna had 10,000 sons. He cut their heads and he made a mountain of heads. And then also he made their blood flow like a river. In fact, he was not just satisfied with that. He went and killed all the Kshatriyas on the whole planet Earth. And he did this 21 times. And there's a place in Kurukshetra called Samanta Panchaka. So he filled up 9 lakes at that place with the blood of the Kshatriyas, like this. So let's see where we stopped. We are in 20. So I'll just read. Once when Parashuram left the ashram for the forest with this is text 10, with Vasuman and his other brothers, the sons of Kartavirya Arjuna, took the opportunity to approach Jamadagni's residence to seek vengeance for their grudge. So they wanted to take revenge that Parashuram killed their father. They wanted to kill Parashuram's father. The sons of Kartavirya Arjuna were determined to commit sinful deeds. Therefore, when they saw Jamadagni sitting by the side of the fire to perform yajna and meditating upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is praised by the best of selected prayers, they took the opportunity to kill him. With pitiable prayers, Renuka, the mother of Parashuram, the wife of Jamadagni, begged for the life of her husband, but the sons of Kartavirya Arjuna, being devoid of the qualities of Kshatriyas, were so cruel that despite her prayers, they forcibly cut off his head and took it away. Lamenting in grief for the death of her husband, the most chaste Renuka struck her own body with her hands and cried very loudly, "O Rama, my dear son Rama!" Although the sons of Jamadagni, including Lord Parashuram, were a long distance from home, as soon as they heard Renuka loudly calling, "O Rama, O my son," they hastily returned to the ashram, where they saw their father already killed. Virtually bewildered by grief, anger, indignation, affliction, and lamentation, the sons of Jamadagni cried, "O father, most religious saintly person, you have left us and gone to the heavenly planets." Thus lamenting, Lord Parashuram entrusted his father's dead body to his brothers and personally took up his axe, having decided to put an end to all the Kshatriyas on the surface of the world. O king, Lord Parashuram then went to Mahishmati, which was already doomed by the sinful killing of a Brahman. In the midst of that city, he made a mountain of heads severed from the bodies of the sons of Kartavirya Arjuna. With the blood of the bodies of these sons, Lord Parashuram created a ghastly river which brought great fear to the kings who had no respect for Brahminical culture. Of course, when Parashuram did this, he brought great fear to those so-called Kshatriyas, right? They were Kshatriyas, but they didn't care for Brahminical culture. So Parashuram created fear in their hearts, right? If you remember, the purport Srila Prabhupada said, so this is not just when the way Lord Parashuram killed all the Kshatriyas from the face of the earth, he just wiped out all the Kshatriyas. Similarly, whenever there are rulers, whenever there is a government or rulers or Kshatriyas who don't respect Varnashram system, Srila Prabhupada very clearly said, or who are against the Brahminical culture, right? Who don't value Brahminical culture, then the Lord's, they will have to face the Lord's anger. So it can come in the form of like Parashuram or in the form of natural catastrophes, calamities, right? Like floods, tornadoes, earthquakes. These are all. So material nature is the Lord's servant, right? Maya adhyakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam. So this prakriti, material energy, nature, is the Lord's energy, is the Lord's servant who's working according to his direction. So material nature shows her anger when the rulers deviate from the Vedic culture. That's why there are so many natural uh, disturbances, catastrophes happening, because the rulers are not guiding the citizens uh, according to the Brahminical culture, according to the Varnashram system. Okay, so now we'll read the next verse. Yeah, see, with the blood, okay. Lord Parashuram created a ghastly river which brought great fear to the kings who had no respect for Brahminical culture. Because the Kshatriyas, the men of power in government, were performing sinful activities, Lord Parashuram, on the plea of retaliating for the murder of his father, on the plea, right? That was an excuse. Uh, of taking revenge for his father's murder, he rid all the Kshatriyas from the face of the earth 21 times. Indeed, in the place known as Samanta Panchaka, he created 9 lakes filled with their blood. Now we'll read the next verse. Mataji, Sonia Mataji, did you read yesterday? I'm not able to recollect. I know Rasapriya read, but did you read? So you start today. Okay. पितुः कायेन सन्धाय शिर आदाय बर्हिषि सर्वदेवमयं देवम् आत्मानम् अयजन्मखै.
Thereafter, Parsurama joined his father's head to the dead body and placed the whole body and head upon kusa grass. By offering sacrifices, he began to worship Lord Vasudeva, who is all-pervading supersoul of all the demigods and of every living entity.
Yeah, thank you. So thereafter, that means after killing all the Kshatriyas 21 times, Parashuram joined his father's head to the dead body. Yeah, because the head was taken away by the sons of Kartavirya Arjun. So Parashuram took that head, his father's head, he brought it back, and the body was preserved. He told his brothers to protect the body. He came back with the head and he joined his father's head with the body and placed the whole body and head upon kusha grass. By offering sacrifices, he began to worship Lord Vasudev, who is the all-pervading supersoul of all the demigods and of every living entity. Okay. So by joining the head and body, Lord Parashuram began to offer prayers and a sacrifice to Lord Vasudev. Okay. So what happened after that? Lokesh and Mataji. Dadau prachim disham hotre brahmane dakshinam disham advaryave praticim vai udgatre uttaram disham अन्येभ्यो वान्तरा दिशः कश्यपाया च मध्यतः आर्यावर्तम् उपद्रष्ट्रे सदस्येभ्यस्ततः परम्. Yeah, Lokesh. Shamal Gopika Mataji or Lokesh? Did they leave? Oh, you're there. Okay, I'll come back to you later. Usha Mataji, you're able to read? Driving?
That is not driving.
Okay.
Tomorrow morning.
Okay. So next, Nilambari Radha Mataji. Narsim, yeah, go ahead, Mataji.
Yes, yes, yes. After completing the sacrifice, Lord Parashuram gave the eastern direction to the Hota as a gift. The south to the Brahma, and the west to the Ad, Advaryu. The north to the Udgata, and the four corners, northeast, southeast, northwest, and southwest, to the other priests. He gave the middle to the Kashyapya, and the place known as Aryavarta to the Upadrashta. Whatever remained, he distributed among the Shadashya to the associate priests.
Purport also, one line.
Okay. The tract of land in India between the Himalaya mountains and the Vindhya hills is called Aryavarta. Yeah, thank you, Mataji.
Yeah. So Parashuram, Lord Parashuram is performing a sacrifice to please Lord Vasudev, Lord Krishna. Lord Vasudev. And after performing this sacrifice, after completing this sacrifice, so one thing to be noted is Lord Parashuram killed all the Kshatriyas, right? So what happens when you kill all the Kshatriyas? Like when you kill when a king kills another king, what happens? He gets the whole kingdom, isn't it? So now if he has killed all the Kshatriyas on the entire planet, that means the whole planet is now belonging to Parashuram. So after coming home, he performed a sacrifice. So when a sacrifice is completed, what do? You have to give dakshina to the priests. So you remember, right? When there is a sacrifice, there is 4 ritviks sitting on 4 sides of a yagya. There is Brahma, Hota, Advaryu, Udgata, like this, 4. So each one of them is expert in reciting from each of the 4 Vedas, right? So one priest is expert in chanting the mantras from Samaveda. Another priest is expert in chanting the mantras from Rig Veda, like that. So after the sacrifice was completed, Lord Parashuram, so now the whole earth was his. So he gave one direction to one priest. Each direction he gave to each of the 4 priests who performed that yagya. So he gave the eastern direction to Hota, he gave the southern direction to Brahma, western to Advaryu, northern direction to Udgata. Then what is left in between? Because there are 10 directions, you know that, right? There's north, east, west, south, and then you have northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. So that's 8, and then up and down. So totally there are 10 directions. So of course, up and down is not earth, but the land, right? The whole planet. So Parashuram gave the 4 directions to the 4 priests. Then the 4 corners, northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest, he gave to the other priests. The other priests. So these 4 are the main, and then there are others also assisting. He gave the middle to Kashyapa. The middle, so 4 directions are there, and then there's a center. That center is given to Kashyapa. And particularly this place called Aryavarta was given to the Upadrashta. So Upadrashta means the, witness, right? One who is witnessing it. So he gave this Aryavarta to Upadrashta. And whatever remained, he distributed among the Sadasyas, the associate priests. So basically, Parashuram didn't keep anything. He just distributed everything amongst who? The Brahmanas. He distributed the whole, because all the Kshatriyas are killed, and he distributed the whole land amongst the Brahmanas. Okay, next. So, who read? Neelamari Mataji read, right? So next, Narsimha Leela Chaitanya Prabhu, Suraj Spurti, and Sham Swarnangi Mataji. ततश्चावभृतः स्नान विधूताशेषकिल्बिषः सरस्वत्यां महानद्यां रेजे व्यभ्रा इवांशुमान्. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
After having completed the ritualistic sacrificial ceremonies, Lord Parshuram took the bath known as the Avabrita Snana. Standing on the bank of the great river Saraswati, cleared all his sins, Lord Parshuram appeared like a sun in a clear cloudless sky.
Yeah. So after completing, so the sacrifice is completed now, and Dakshina is also given to all the Brahmanas. So now, what is the last thing in a sacrifice? Avabhrita Snana. That means that marks the completion of the sacrifice. Just like, when after the battle of Kurukshetra in the first canto we read the Pandavas, they took bath, right? The final bath after they performed tarpan for all the deceased family members, all the family members who died in the battle. They after they performed the tarpan, then finally they all took their bath. That means that's the completion of that particular sacrifice, or what do you call? Yeah, that particular sacrifice or ceremony. So here also, Lord Parashuram completed this sacrifice, and he took this Avabhrita Snana, which marks the completion of the sacrifice. And his father had told him, right, you should go to holy places, and so that you will not be affected by the sin of killing a king. Not one king, Lord Parashuram killed all the kings from the whole surface of the earth. So, standing on the bank of the great river Saraswati, cleared of all sins, Lord Parashuram appeared like the sun in a clear, cloudless sky. So, what should we think? That Parashuram actually became sinful by killing all the Kshatriyas? Did he actually become sinful? And now, by performing this sacrifice, he became sinless? Is that how we should understand here? So we'll see what Srila Prabhupada is saying in the purport. Mataji, Vindhyavali Mataji, you're going to say something?
That I don't know. We do a lot of sins and then get rid of sins and say sorry and then doing japa. I don't know. That is worth.
No, that's not worth. That's not worth at all. Yeah, that's different. Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we already read that Jamadagni told Parashuram to go to the holy places because, knowingly if you're doing, right, you are committing a sinful activity thinking that after this I will chant Hare Krishna and then I will become free. That is the greatest offense to the holy name, Srila Prabhupada says. You won't be forgiven for that. That's an offense to the holy name. But talking about Lord Parashuram, is he even touched by sin? That's the question, right? He is an incarnation of the Lord. So there, earlier in the purport, Srila Prabhupada said, it's not that he needed some kind of atonement or anything, but to set example for those people who actually commit sins and who are not yet who don't have that type of faith that if I simply surrender to the Supreme Lord, surrender means what? Don't take surrender so cheaply that you just go in front of Krishna and say, Krishna, I surrender to you, and then you walk out of temple and you're living your own life.
What
That
I
is
mean.
not surrender.
See,
Right?
people, they always think like, people are not intelligent, oh, I can do like this. Parasuram did it, so why not I?
Yeah.
So those are the unintelligent people.
Yeah.
Usually think like that. That's not that easy.
No. But about if someone actually surrenders to the Supreme Lord, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Raja, Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayisham. Right? If you simply surrenders, that is why surrender doesn't just mean you go in front of Krishna and you say, Krishna, I'm surrendering to you. Please relieve me of all my sins. And then after Krishna releases, like you said, right? You go and you go and confess, I did this, please forgive me. And then you walk out and again you do the same thing because you can come back and you can say sorry. That is not surrender. That is not surrender. Surrender, Sharanagati means from this day onwards, from this moment onwards, I'm yours. I'm done with everything else. Right? I don't belong to anyone. I don't belong to my country. I don't belong to my family. I don't belong to my community. This moment onwards, I'm yours. I'm your servant. That means now you can deal with me in whichever way you like. I'm yours, right? So of course, there's lot of discussion on Sharanagati by our acharyas. What are the symptoms of one who surrendered? And this Sharanagati, this surrender is actually a symptom of a person who has full faith. Full faith in what? Full faith in bhakti. And also, he is not confused about who is the Supreme Lord. Maybe him also him. No. He's Bhagavan, only Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is only the object of my devotion, or for anyone else, right? For this whole world, the only object of bhakti is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And for everyone, there is no duty save and except rendering devotional service to Krishna. Then what is devotional service? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. And there are more, 64 limbs given by Srila Rupa Goswami. And even more than that also. In Hari Bhakti Vilas, Sanatan Goswami gives thousands of, direct devotional service. That's all anyone has to do. This is a fact. But do we have that type of faith that if I simply sit and chant Hare Krishna all day long, I don't have to grow food, I don't have to do any job, I don't have to worry about my rent, everything will be provided to me? Do I have that type of faith? If you have that type of faith, then yes, that is called Sharanagati. And you simply depend on the Lord. And you don't worry, what if I don't get food? I'm going to starve. And then what if I become sick? How will I go to the doctor? You won't worry about all these things. This is a sign of somebody who has surrendered. So it's not so cheap. That's my point, right? When we say surrender, surrender is not cheap. Surrender means completely. We want that because when one surrenders, then he enters into Shuddha Bhakti, pure devotional service. That's our aspiration. We want to get that type of faith in Krishna so that we'll be fully dependent, fully confident that if I simply did only devotional service, I don't have to worry about anything else. My Lord, because he says again and again, Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate Tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyam. I will carry whatever he is lacking, I will bring to him. I will carry on my back and I will bring to him. And whatever he already has, I will protect it so that nobody will take it, steal it from him. I will be there like a watch guard for him. I will. So Krishna won't tell lies. Krishna is absolute truth and he is assuring it. But the problem is, I don't have faith yet, right? I don't have so much faith. So We all that we are doing now by hearing Bhagavatam every day, Bhagavad Gita, associating with devotees, we are trying to, by hearing this, we are trying to build that faith, right? We are trying to build that faith. So,
Mataji, can I ask one more thing? Please,
yes, Mataji.
sorry. See, some of them, sometimes I get questions from some people, usually, normally. You say, Paramatma is in you, okay? And you do whatever you want, he's watching, he's there. How come, they say, when I'm doing something wrong or something, how come Paramatma is there? He's helping me doing that.
Yeah, he is actually.
There is argument like that. But when we are doing wrong things, how can we blame Paramatma when we are doing materially?
So, Paramatma is not, Paramatma's role is not exactly Krishna's role. That we should understand.
Okay.
Paramatma has a special function. Paramatma is Upadrishta, Anumanta, right? He is just a witness and he is a sanctioner. Based on what? Based on your bhakti, he is reciprocating and he is giving you. That's not Paramatma. Paramatma's role is he's there in everyone's heart. He's there in Ravana's heart. He's there in Ant's heart and Indra's heart, everyone. Now, whatever activity I do with my body, whether gross body or subtle body means how smart you are, how you're planning, your intelligence, all that. And gross body is how you're lifting your hand, you're picking up and you're putting food in your mouth. Everything, see, this body is dead. Body is nothing but matter. Do we have any experience where without any intervention by spirit, matter is doing things on its own? No, right? Then how this matter is doing so many things? Am I doing it? I'm not doing it. All the Shakti is coming from Paramatma, who is there in the heart. And there is Jnana Shakti and Kriya Shakti. Jnana Shakti is your intelligence, your, all that is coming from Paramatma. And Kriya Shakti is you're moving your hands, right? You're cooking and you're walking. All this is Kriya Shakti also coming from Paramatma. So from heart, he's releasing those Shaktis to this body. Now, some people, one person does not have his right hand. It doesn't, like he's born handicapped, right? One hand doesn't work. Now you can say, how come Paramatma didn't give him, right? That means he stopped flow of energy of that Kriya Shakti in that hand. There is no sanchalan, right? There's no flow of that Shakti there. He stopped. But in one hand, he allowed. And in other person, there's Shakti in both hands. Why he is doing that? Is he being partial? To one person he's giving, to another person he's not giving. Now, Paramatma only gives you Shakti based on your karma. He's like a judge in a court. Huh? So he will see whether when a judge is giving one person capital punishment, this person has to be hanged. That's his judgment. To another person, he says he gets an inheritance of 1 crore of rupees. Now it's not that he thinks this person is his friend, so partially he's giving him, and the other person is his enemy, therefore he's giving it. No, he has nothing to do. That is the role of Paramatma. He is not seeing anyone as this person is dear to me or this person is, a demon, so he's my enemy. No, that Krishna does. As Paramatma, he won't do. Who is Paramatma? Karanodakashayi Vishnu, then Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. Kshirodakashayi Vishnu is there in the heart as Paramatma. So Paramatma has a special function. He is there just as a judge, basically, and like a witness. Based on your karma, he will give you what you deserve. And karma also based on your desires. He is the one. See, now let's say in your past life, you had an enemy and somehow You wanted to kill that person, but meanwhile you died. Now, in your next life, you take birth as a small baby and you grow up. You don't remember what happened in your past life, but Paramatma remembers, Paramatma knows. He will guide you there. He will remind you. This was your enmity and so on and so forth. I'm just giving as an example. So, based on whatever desires you have and based on whatever karma you have, he is, unless he gives you that remembrance, Krishna says, Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto mattah smritir jnanam apohanam cha. Whatever remembrance you're getting, he is giving. If he does not give, you won't get any remembrance. You won't be able to achieve what you want to achieve. Huh? So then somebody is committing all sorts of sinful activities. So Paramatma is giving him Shakti to do that. Yes, he is giving that Shakti to do that. Why he is giving? Because you have that type of karma, you got that type of credits, and he's giving you. And then whatever punishment you get, that is also yours only. He is not responsible for your punishment. He is simply there as a neutral judge. He is not making you to do sinful activities. He is not making you to do something else. But when you turn to the Lord, when you surrender to the Lord, then you become a devotee. Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshu asti na priyaha. I'm equal to everyone. Nobody is my enemy. Nobody is my friend. Who is that? Paramatma. Samoham. I'm equal to everyone. Ye bhajanti tu. Tu means but. But one who worships me, who renders devotional service to me. Ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya. With love, when someone is rendering devotional service to me, maite teshu chapyam. I am in him, he is in me. That means he becomes very dear to me. I am partial to him. Then Krishna becomes why? He's my person now. Right? Because you become a devotee, now he takes special care. He takes special care, like we see in Arjun's case. Krishna is again and again protecting Arjun in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, isn't it? So many times, he'll trick the other person and he can even cheat, no problem, in order to protect his devotee. So that is the role of Bhagavan for his devotee. And anyone who tries to harm his devotee, he'll treat that person as his enemy. He'll go and take revenge. Nishingadev, right? For Prahlad Maharaj, he went. Prahlad Maharaj said, please forgive, right? But Nishingadev, you gave so much trouble to my devotee, he will take revenge. Paramatma does that? No. Paramatma doesn't do. Paramatma is neutral. So this is when we surrender to Krishna, when we become a devotee of Krishna, that dealing is different. Paramatma's dealing is just a neutral person. Yes, Mataji. Thank you. Okay. So, purport. So thereafter, having completed the ritualistic sacrificial ceremonies, Lord Parashuram took the bath known as the Avabhrita Snana. Standing on the bank of the great river Saraswati, cleared of all sins, Lord Parashuram appeared like the sun in a clear, cloudless sky. So he became cleared of all his sins and he appeared clear. So let's read what Srila Prabhupada is saying about this purport. So whose turn is it now? Who read just now the translation? I think Surit read, right? Yeah,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Mataji.
Yeah, go ahead, Prabhuji. Purport.
As stated in Bhagavad Gita 3.9, Yagnartha karmano nyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha. Work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed. Otherwise, work binds one to this material world. Karma bandhanaha refers to the repeated acceptance of one material body after another. The whole problem of life is this repetition of birth and death. Therefore, one is advised to work work to perform yajna meant for satisfying Lord Vishnu. Although Lord Parashurama was an incarnation of Supreme Personality of Godhead, he had to account for sinful activities. Anyone in this material world, however careful careful he may be, must commit some sinful activities even though he does not want to. For example, one may one may trample many small ants and other insects while walking on the street and kill many living beings unknowingly. Therefore, the basic principles of Panchayagna, five kinds of recommended sacrifice is compulsory. In this age of Kali, however, there is a great concession given to people in general. Yag- Yajnaha Sankirtana Prayar Yajnati. He Sumedashaha. We may worship Lord Chaitanya, the hidden incarnation of Krishna, Krishnavarnam Trisha Krishnam. Although he is a Krishna himself, he always chants Hare Krishna and preaches Krishna consciousness. One is recommended to worship this incarnation by chanting the Sankirtana Yajna. The performance of Sankirtana Yajna is a special concession for human society to save people from being affected by known or unknown sinful activities. We are surrounded by unlimited sins, and therefore it is compulsory that one take to Krishna consciousness and chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna. So again, Srila Prabhupada explains here um, from this angle. So you have to take it according to context. So here Srila Prabhupada is highlighting the point that whoever one may be, if he commits sinful activities, then he must atone for the sins. Yeah, you must atone for the sins, however great you may be. Even if you are an incarnation of the Supreme Lord, if you are committing sinful activities, you must atone, right? It doesn't mean that the Lord comes under the law of karma. It's not that. But yad yad acharati shreshtas tattad evetaro jana, right? Whatever a great man does, common men follow. So, if a great man does not honor what is given in the Vedas, then common men will also reject. He is not affected by those sins himself, but at the same time, in order to set example to others, if you commit a sinful activity, you must atone for those sins. You remember in Krishna's pastimes also, when Krishna killed Arishtasur, right? Arishtasur. So all the gopis said that you have killed a cow, right? A male cow, a bull. So therefore, this is a sin. Killing a cow is a sin, right? Go hatya. Krishna said, but that's no bull. That was a demon. So whatever it is, he may be a demon, but he came in the form of a cow, and you have killed a cow. So you must atone for the sin of killing the cow. So then, what did Krishna say? Okay, he called all the holy rivers, and that's how Sham Kund and then later Radha Kund were formed. So the idea is when you commit sinful activities, you must atone for them. So what do people do to atone for sinful? Atone means so that you won't be touched by sin in the first place. Then you have to do Nishkam Karma Yoga. Yajnarthat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhana. If you don't do karma as yagya, that means if you don't offer your karma to the Supreme Lord, karma means karma phala, that karma and karma phala you offer to the Supreme Lord. If you don't do that, that karma is going to bind you to this world. That means every action will have an equal and opposite reaction. So you do good karma, you get good result. You do bad karma, you get bad result. In order to take your result, you have to take birth again in this world. And is there any time when you don't do any karma? No. You cannot stop doing anything at any time. That is also said there in the Nahi kaschid kshanamapi jatu tishtatya karma krit. Not doing anything, even 1 second, 1 moment you can stay. You cannot stay without doing anything. Then how you will save yourself from getting bound up by that karma to this material world? You will have to come and take birth again and again in this world. How can you save yourself? By offering that karma to the Lord. That means what? Now when we do karma, why we do karma? Because we want karma phala. Why you go and work? Because you get paid at the end of that job, isn't it? Anything, you take any work that you do it because you want the result coming from that work. Now if you take that result for yourself, then you become a thief. You become a thief because what you're getting, just take for our basic survival, air, light, water, it's all being supplied by the demigods. There is a deity, right, for air, deity for water, for rains. And with that, we are getting food and everything else. And we take everything and we just enjoy. We don't even care for those who are giving it to us. That means we are being thieves. So then what should we do? After you get everything from them, you have to offer it back to them. This is called yagya. And to them means it's not actually the demigods themselves. They are in between via media. Actually, it's coming from the Supreme Lord through the demigods. Again, those who are karmis, they will approach the demigods. They won't approach the Lord directly. But even those who are approaching the demigods, Krishna says they are also worshipping me only, but they're doing it in a wrong way. Avidhi purvakam. Right? They're doing it in a wrong way. But ultimately, the demigods are also Krishna's servants. So, appointed officers, let's put it that way. So, when you offer it back to them, and in any yagya, you do it for any demigod, actually, it's being offered to Lord Vishnu. You chant those mantras, it's being offered to Lord Vishnu. So, by yagya, then that karma will not bind you. So, Nishkam Karma Yoga means what? Nishkam Karma Yoga means you're working, but you don't want the result. It's like you go to work, whole month you work, and you don't take salary in the end. You put the whole paycheck, right? You give it off to the Lord, or you give it somewhere, you don't take it. Right? You just give it, you don't take it. That's Nishkama. You don't want. You offer it to the Lord. This is Nishkam Karma. Then how you survive? If you give everything, what you're going to eat, right? How you survive? Even when you eat, there is, because see, when we eat also, what is happening there? You're eating because you like the taste, you enjoy, you get satisfaction, right? Your hunger is satisfied. That is also enjoyment. That's also you want the result of eating. Whatever result will come, you want to enjoy. Nishkam karma means no, nothing, no result, you don't want. That means they don't eat anything? No, they do. But their understanding is, I am not this body. This food, I am not this food, right? This food is also the energy. Okay. I am separate from this body. I am separate from that food. Their understanding is, those who are Gyanis, the Gyanis do Nishkam Karma Yoga. Yogis also do Nishkam Karma Yoga. So their idea is that when, yeah. So they study, the Gyanis, they study this whole material creation. What is it made up of? There are 23 elements. Now in the temple we are reading the second canto, 5th chapter. So we are reading about what are the different, how the creation progresses. So there we will see, from Rajasika Ahankara, Tamasika Ahankara, Satvika Ahankara, what are the different elements that come out. So these sense objects, form, taste, touch, these are all called tanmatra. So whatever you are enjoying, that is nothing but it's a sense object. Am I that sense object? No, I'm not. Then that object, let's take a rasgulla. I put it in my mouth, right? So my tongue is tasting that rasgulla. So what is this tongue? This tongue is a sense organs, right? It's a senses. The senses are also one of the creations of this creation. I'm not part of this creation. I'm not created by the material energy. I'm a spirit soul. So when they eat also, Nishkama Karma Yogis, they are not thinking that I am eating and I am enjoying. They think Guna Guneshu Vartanta iti Matvana Sajjate. Guna Guneshu Vartanta means the gunas, the sense object is also made of the modes, material modes. The senses are also made of the material modes. This body is made of material modes. My mind, intelligence, everything is made of modes. I am separate from the modes. So when he puts something in his mouth, he's not thinking that I am enjoying it. No, the modes are interacting with the modes. I have nothing to do with this. This is not something that we can even, because we are not trained like that, and it's very difficult also to follow that. But that is a procedure, a very difficult procedure. That's why Krishna says, we just memorize this in the 12th chapter. Kleshodikatarastesham avyaktasakta chetasam. Right? Kleshodikataraste. It's very, very difficult for those who are embodied, right? Living entities. For us who have this body, to follow that path of jnana, where one is meditating on the Brahman, who is impersonal, without attributes, it's very, very difficult. So this Nishkama Karma Yoga is the initial step, initial stage of that meditation on Brahman. First, you have to follow this Nishkama Karma Yoga. So Nishkama Karma means you don't accept any result. Then what do devotees do on this side? So that is for Gyanis, they follow Nishkam Karma. So parallelly for devotees, Nishkama Karma is equivalent to you offer everything that you have with love to the Supreme Lord. Right? So just like this one, this verse in Bhagavad Gita. Yat karoshi, yad ashnasi, yad juhoshi, dadasi yad, yat tapasyasi kaunteya, kurushva madarpanam. Yes. This is what Krishna is telling Arjuna. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever sacrifices you perform, whatever charity you give, everything you do it for me. So this is equivalent to, you can say, Nishkam Karma. Right? You offer it to the Lord. Now, will you call this pure devotional service? Not yet. Not yet. But by doing this, we hope to come to pure devotional service eventually. Because pure devotional service means Anyabhilashita Shunyam. Right? Jnana Karma Dhyanavritam. Here we are doing Jnana Karma and everything, right? So, according to where we are situated, that particular method is given by the expert Acharya, and the purpose is to gradually bring us to the stage of pure devotional service. One thing that Srila Prabhupada said here is, so everyone, coming back to our purport, everyone must be doing some sinful activity, knowingly or unknowingly. You cannot avoid. Just like when you are grinding, right, some masala, there may be some germs that you cannot see, and you're grinding them also. Or you're drinking water. There are some germs in that water you're drinking, or you're boiling, you're cooking, you're sweeping. So you cannot avoid sinful activities. Unknowingly you're doing, and what to speak of knowingly? Knowingly, unknowingly we do. So then atonement becomes necessary. If you don't atone for the sinful activities, then you'll be liable for those sins, and you'll have to face punishment. But because we are in Kali Yuga, we are so degraded. And because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so extremely merciful, he has given us an easy way of yagya. Otherwise, in Bhagavad Gita, we see everyone must perform 5 types of yagya. It is essential for everyone. Because nobody is free from sins. Even though he may not do knowingly, unknowingly, he'll end up committing sins. Therefore, everyone must do 5 types of yagyas. The details I'm not able to recollect exactly now. If you are interested, I can tell you. Or maybe tomorrow I will read that section about what those 5 yagyas are. But everyone must do those 5 yagyas. If you're not doing bhakti, you must do those yagyas. Otherwise, you'll get sinful reaction. But if you are doing the Sankirtan yagya, then you don't have to do other yagyas. And Sankirtan yagya, chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra according to the prescription, according to the method given by the Acharya. If we follow that, then we will be saved from that karma. It will not bind us to this world. So that is the essence. If we chant, so that is the special gift of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Parashuram, in this way, by completing this yagya, he became free, cleared of all sins, and he appeared like the sun in a clear, cloudless sky. That means he became free from all those sins by killing all the Kshatriyas, it is said. Then the essence is the performance of Sankirtan Yagya is a special concession for human society to save people from being affected by known or unknown sinful activities. We are surrounded by unlimited sins, and therefore it is compulsory that one take to Krishna consciousness and chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So, who read this? Narsimha Leela Chaitanya Prabhu read and Suhrid read. So tomorrow, Suvarnangi Mataji and Spurti can read, and then Priyanka Haripriya Mataji will read. Okay? And I will end the session here. And Achut Priya Mataji, you were asking me about intelligence, right? About Bhagavad Gita verse. So that verse that we are memorizing now is saying, this is 12:8, that one should fix his mind on the Supreme. What do you mean by fixing your mind on the Supreme? Means smaranam, right? Dhyanam, smaranam. And if you're not able to fix your mind on the Supreme, then the next step would be, then you fix your intelligence. Intelligence, what is the function of intelligence? Vichar, right? To analyze something. That is the function of the intelligence. So what is the intelligence going to analyze? Studying those scriptures which are telling us about how to fix the mind on the Supreme. So if you're not able to practically fix your mind on the Supreme, then you, with your intelligence, you contemplate from the scriptures on how one can fix the mind on the Supreme. And after you understand, now you try, apply those tips, and you again practice fixing your mind on the Supreme. Is that okay?
Yes, Mataji, thank you. But we keep forgetting that.
I know. That's why every day we have classes, so that when we forget again, we can be reminded. That's the whole purpose. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So again, I'm not reading Bhagavad Gita and Lilamrita today. We will read tomorrow. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyaiva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Hare Krishna. Thank you.